Dear audience, are you a heart that seeks peace? Then you are in the right place. On this channel, you will witness the inspiring stories of those who have converted to Islam from different religions. Each story is a story of a quest, a transformation, and a spiritual awakening. Join these journeys that warm your heart and raise your soul with the calling voice of the Adhan. Subscribe, because every story is a new beginning, and every beginning is a miracle.
Hi, I'm Emma Carter. I used to think the universe could be explained by equations and data alone. As a physicist, I spent my life chasing answers in the stars, convinced that science held all the truths I needed. But then, something unexpected happened. A series of dreams, a pull I couldn't ignore, led me to a mosque and a faith I never thought I'd embrace. This is my story, a journey from skepticism to belief, from questions to peace. It's not just about finding Islam, it's about discovering a deeper meaning to life itself. Join me as I share how my world changed forever. I never believed in anything beyond what I could measure. My life revolved around logic, data, and the predictable patterns of the universe. As a physicist, I spent my days in labs and observatories, chasing answers to questions about stars and particles, convinced that science held all the truths worth knowing. Faith? That was for people who needed comfort, not facts. Or so I thought. My name is Emma Carter, and this is the story of how I went from a staunch atheist to a devout Muslim, a journey that turned my world upside down. It began with a dream, not a fleeting, forgettable one, but the kind that lingers, sharp and undeniable, like a memory you didn't know you had. I was standing in a vast desert, the sand warm under my bare feet, the sky a deep indigo streaked with stars. In the distance, a dome glowed softly, its minaret cutting through the twilight. A sound filled the air, a haunting, melodic call that stirred something in me I couldn't explain. I woke up in my Boston apartment, heart pounding, the echo of that call still ringing in my ears. I dismissed it. Dreams are just the brain's way of sorting through random thoughts, nothing more. But the next night, it came again. Same desert, same dome, same call. This time, I was closer, standing at the edge of a mosque, its open doors spilling warm light onto the stone path. I wanted to step inside, but something held me back. A fear, maybe, or just the weight of my own skepticism. I woke up before I could move, my hands shaking, my mind racing. By the third night, I was fighting sleep. I'd built my career on certainty, mapping constellations, calculating trajectories, reducing the universe to equations. These dreams didn't belong in that world. They were wild, unexplainable. That night, I was inside the mosque. The air was cool, scented with something floral, like jasmine, mixed with the faint mustiness of old books. A voice, calm and deep, said, "Look beyond what you see." I spun around, but no one was there. Just rows of people, heads bowed, moving together in prayer. I felt out of place, like an outsider peering into a world I didn't understand. When I woke, I wasn't scared. I was curious. Curiosity is a scientist's lifeblood, so I leaned into it. I started researching Islam, expecting to debunk whatever was haunting my sleep. I read about the Adhan, the call to prayer, and recognized its cadence from my dreams. I studied mosque architecture, the significance of the mihrab, the way worshippers stood shoulder to shoulder. It was like piecing together a puzzle, except the picture was forming inside me. One evening, I found myself outside a mosque in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I hadn't planned it. I'd been driving home from the university, and somehow my car ended up there. The building matched my dreams: white walls, a green dome, a minaret stretching into the dusk. My heart raced as I stood at the gate, feeling like I was on the edge of something I couldn't name. A man approached, his face kind, his beard neatly trimmed. He introduced himself as Imam Daniel. "You seem like you're looking for something," he said, his voice warm with a slight New England accent that made him feel familiar. I didn't know where to start. The dreams, the pull, the questions I couldn't answer. But I told him everything, the words tumbling out in a rush. He listened patiently, his eyes steady, never judging. When I finished, he smiled softly. "Sometimes the soul knows what the mind hasn't caught up to," he said. He invited me inside. The mosque was quiet, the air thick with that jasmine scent I dreamed of. Imam Daniel didn't lecture or push. He answered my questions about the universe, about meaning, about why someone like me, who'd spent years chasing facts, felt an emptiness no data could fill. He spoke of Tawheed, the oneness of God, how everything, from galaxies to atoms, moved in harmony with a single purpose. It resonated with me, not as a believer, but as a scientist who saw patterns everywhere. I kept coming back. Each visit softened the edges of my doubt. I read the Quran, expecting to analyze it like a research paper, but its words hit differently. Do they not look at the heavens above them, how we have made it and adorned it, and there are no rifts in it? Quran 56. I'd studied those heavens my whole career, but this was the first time I'd been asked to see them as more than data points. The dreams evolved. Now I was praying in them, my forehead touching the ground, a calm washing over me like nothing I'd ever felt. I started learning the prayers in real life,